Guyana's first biotechnology plant tissue culture laboratory is now set to churn out approximately 1 million plantlets annually, a major boost to seedling production through the National Agricultural Research and Extension Institute, NAREI. The new $450 million state-of-the-art facility was commissioned this past week and forms part of government's broader strategy to promote sustainable agricultural development across Guyana. In delivering the feature address, Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa said government has consistently prioritized agriculture, recognizing it as a cornerstone of the non-oil economy. He noted that Guyana's agriculture sector has grown steadily, contributing significantly to GDP, creating jobs and boosting exports.
In today's world, agriculture is no longer just about planting and harvesting. Our farmers must know these things. Because sometimes we want to use 10, 15 years techniques to get different results now. We have to change the way we are doing things. And we have to ensure that we bring into practice innovation, sustainability, precision. Those are things that will help us to have better yield and increase production. As the global population rises and climate change threatens productivity, we must turn to biotechnology and research-based solutions to secure our nation's food future. This tissue culture laboratory, developed in collaboration with NAREI of India, and we heard financed through the IDB under the Sustainable Agriculture Development Program, is designed to produce, as I said, 50 times more plantlets that we are producing now. Presently, we are producing 15,000, and we're moving from 15,000 to 1 million. It's a giant leap. Through this facility, NAREI will be able to produce disease-free. Imagine that. You know, only this week has been observed as Pesticide Awareness Week. And many farmers would agree with me that many times they experience serious problems in their crops. This tissue culture lab will produce disease-free, high-quality planting material at scales, rapidly multiply key crops, and we heard the various crops: plantain, banana, cassava, sweet potato, pineapple, and citrus. And these crops, we want to reduce the food import bill. CARICOM wants to reduce the food import bill by 25% by the end of 2030. And these are the priority crops that we have developed at the ministerial task force. You know, in CARICOM, at that meeting in Belize that I mentioned earlier, the heads of government set up a ministerial task force with all the agriculture ministers in CARICOM. It's in that task force, and that task force has been chaired by Guyana. And we are moving very rapidly and aggressively to reduce this food import bill by 25%. It should be of 25 by 2025, but it's now 25 by 2025 plus 5, because we want all the countries in CARICOM to ensure that they produce the target.
The Agriculture Minister told the audience that agriculture must be approached in a science-based manner. It must be climate smart and adaptive, which has been the approach of government since 2020.
We are constantly modernizing this agriculture, this sector, since 2020. I have mentioned a few projects that we have commissioned. But as the years goes on, you will see massive transformation taking place in this sector. We are now embracing, and when you look around the country today, there are thousands of shade houses farmers are cultivating under. They could control the element, they could control the sunlight, they could control the rainfall or the water, irrigation. to their crops. They can culture the crop how they want it under the shade house. But we have moved more aggressively too, and more advanced. And as I'm speaking here, right at Manripo, we have the largest hydroponics farm in the Caribbean, right here at Victoria Green. And that has been commissioned 2 years ago. We have production now that are coming out there that's supplying the local supermarkets. But besides that, we have also built another 3 of those hydroponics farms in region 2, 5, and 10. What our mission is to ensure that we modernize this sector. That is why the demand for planting material will become more and more, that we are now developing these facilities. Those 11 nurseries that I talk about that produce 15,000 plantlets, sometimes when you go there, you don't have the required number of plants. Farmers go to a plant nursery and they want 100 plants, they don't have it at one time. They have to go a number of times. Now you can come here. Our NAREI will have those plants available. High-yielding plants, pest-free. So these are plants that will increase our yield, that will be more resilient, that will be more productive for us. And as I said, that you have to prepare, and we have to prepare for what will be happening in the future. A government that doesn't prepare that and think that as tomorrow's come, we will face it, doesn't have a future. But you have to prepare for years to come. What will be the outcome? How you will have this sector, the main and most important sector in our country, make it more resilient. Ensure that we prepare the future generation. And what we have done, we have looked around the Caribbean and looked around the world. There is a serious problem with young people being involved in agriculture. And we saw that 2 years ago. And because of that, we have formed a company. His Excellency, the President, has formed a company called the Agriculture Innovation Entrepreneurship Program. There are some of the students here. Now in that company, we have over 400 young people. They are shareholders of this company. They are producing their own crops. They are making their own profits. And they are receiving dividend at the end of the year. That is the empowerment that we are talking about. But besides that, if you look around Guyana today, there are hundreds of young people who would have passed through the Guyana School of Agriculture and the University of Guyana having a degree, certificate, diplomas, and they were doing clerical work. Today, when you look at the farming population, there are many young people who are making their livelihood out of agriculture because they have been trained to do agriculture and the government is giving them that support.
The new laboratory, developed in collaboration with the Energy and Resource Institute NAREI of India and financed through the Inter-American Development Bank under the Sustainable Agricultural Development Program, or SADP, will focus on producing clean, high-yielding, disease-free planting material for crops such as pineapple, citrus, plantain, sweet potato, breadfruit, sugarcane, and even exotic fruits like strawberries and blackberries.